The Concept D7 is Acer's thin and light laptop built to handle video editing, graphic design, photography, motion design, and wherever else your creative career may take you. We're going to drop this thing into some tests, see how it handles it, and walk through some of my thoughts on the build out of this Acer Concept D7. All that coming at you right now. If you're new to the channel, my name is Benji Kaiser, and this is where you're going to find the best tech and tools for creative professionals. So if that sounds like your kind of place, consider subscribing and ring the bell so you don't miss out on any of the future videos. Also, if you're curious about the exact specs and pricing of this model as we're heading through the video, you can head down into the description below and click one of those links. Now, if you do use that link, I will get a small commission, but at no extra cost to you, and that's what keeps this channel alive and the helpful content coming your way. The first thing I'm going to dive right into is the build, and as you will notice, this laptop is highly reminiscent of the Acer Triton 500. Although it's sporting a subdued white aesthetic opposed to the blacked out Triton body with that fierce logo on the top. It comes with an excellent selection of ports with a USB Type-C supporting USB 3.1 Gen 2 up to 10 gigabytes per second, DisplayPort over USB-C Thunderbolt 3, and 3 USB 3.1 Gen 1 ports, with one featuring power off USB charging, a mini DisplayPort, HDMI 2 with HDCP support, an Ethernet port, a mic jack, and a headphone jack. So this thing literally has just about everything you could want. It is a complete opposite approach as the MacBook Pro, eliminating all ports. It gives you a wonderful selection of ports. Although sadly it was missing my beloved SD card slot, which for me, these being targeted towards creators, I think they need to bring that back in future models of the Concept D7. But speaking of creators, these screens are some of the best screens on the market for creators. The Concept D7 comes with the Ultra HD 4K screen that reaches a brightness of 400 nits and has a color gamut range of Delta E less than 2 at 100% Adobe RGB and sRGB plus 88% DCI P3 on these screens. So these screens are great for any video editor, designer, or photographer requiring optimal color accuracy. And I ran these tests on the Datacolor Spider X Elite. So if you want to run tests on your own laptop or you're just curious about how I got those results, that is the tool that I used. The screen is thin and light with a minimal bezel that totes a 720p webcam along the top bezel. It weighs in at 4.6 pounds, just barely over the MacBook Pro, has a 14.1 inch width, 10 inch depth, and about 0.7 inches in height, which is only slightly heavier than the MacBook Pro and the same thickness. Speaking of, I think the MacBook Pro has one of the best audio experiences, but this laptop is hot on its tail with great high tones, mid tones, and even a little bit of bass, which honestly really surprised me. As you see the speakers here along the bottom, and there's no speakers along the top. This top here is for the vent of the fan. And so having the speakers just along the bottom, I was very surprised at the bass we were able to get out of these speakers and the color quality and the sound quality that came out of this laptop. All right, now let's take a look at the keyboard and trackpad. I like the trackpad. I have complimented this extensively on the Concept D3, and I think it is in the top 3 list of trackpads that I have ever had the opportunity to test. It has good hardware for the click and great touch gestures with Microsoft Precision drivers for creatives on the go. The keyboard is soft and quiet and has a great key travel and good key spacing. However, I don't like the position or size of the shift key. I find myself accidentally hitting the up arrow from time to time, which causes typos. Also, the backlight on the keys is a little weak and spotty. But as far as the user experience is concerned, this is a well-built keyboard that functions very well. This chassis is all aluminum that has been put through a micro arc oxidation process to keep from staining and turning yellow. So this is a completely white, all aluminum chassis, and that oxidation process keeps that discoloration happening over time. And also, if you have eaten Cheetos or something and putting your fingers all over your body of the laptop body, this thing, you will be able to clean it and it won't stain over time. So big benefit there. For a thin and light laptop, it has a good battery life, roughly 6.5 hours for web browsing and streaming, and then about 4 hours for intensive design tasks and video editing. So as we all know, advertised battery lives for creators don't always pan out the way that they say. So that 4 hours is going to be a pretty solid benchmark if you're doing design or video editing or doing photo editing, things along those lines. Okay, now for the important part. What kind of performance is this laptop going to give us for video editors, photographers, and maybe even some motion designers? Let's take a look. This laptop comes with the Intel i7-9750H processor, the NVIDIA GeForce RTX 2080 Max-Q, 32 gigs of DDR4 at 2,666 megahertz, and 1 terabyte of solid state storage. Since Photoshop is one of the most labor-intensive programs for designers and photographers, I have ran this laptop through Puget's Photoshop benchmark extension to test some of the main functions that put a laptop to the test. The Acer ConceptD 7 received a 705 Puget score, which is a pretty solid benchmark. As you're reviewing the test results, I want to point out one of the main tests: how long it takes to open 100 raw images in Camera Raw. This can be a workflow bottleneck for some laptops, and as you see in the test, the ConceptD 7 opens them in just over 5 seconds, which is an excellent benchmark. I know that some computers have struggles of opening these up in 20, 30, 40, 45 seconds or more, so that this thing does it in 5 seconds flat is incredible. All right, next we will look at video editing benchmarks and then finish off with After Effects. I'm going to take a 9-minute 4K clip, load it into Premiere Pro, review the playback, check the render speed, and then export it out at 4K and 1080p. To render 7,240 frames, it takes about 2 minutes and 56 seconds, which is a fantastic render time. So if you think about an exponential rate of that, if you have 10,000, 20,000, 30,000, 40,000 frames to render, you're only looking at maybe 10, 20, 30 minutes, which is actually really good for a laptop. Now, they actually build out full rendering daisy chain systems, which means they link one system to another to get fast rendering times for big 3D projects. So if you're working on some small animations or 3D projects, this laptop will handle that well. The 4K full quality playback was very smooth. I anticipated that with the i7-9750H plus the RTX 2080 Max-Q, but I was still happy to see it live and in action. Now we're going to take the 4K 9-minute clip and export it to 4K full quality YouTube settings. It did that test in 6 minutes and 30 seconds, which is only 50 seconds slower than the MacBook Pro, which has been the fastest benchmark of exporting out of Premiere Pro of any laptop I've had in the office. So that this is only 50 seconds behind that, it is a fantastic result. Next, we're going to unplug the charger and run that export on battery only, and it did that in 8 minutes and 58 seconds. While using this laptop, I found that it used no fan while at idle and only kicked on lightly and sporadically when browsing the web. But even when it kicked on, it was almost unnoticeable at 30 decibels. When exporting on battery power, the fans only kicked up to 34 decibels, so it did an 8 minute and 58 second export, nearly silent. And then when I plugged it in for the full power export, the highest I saw was 52 decibels. So this laptop has an excellent control on fan speed and cooling. So if somebody wants a quiet laptop, you are in the right place. Although I am not a motion designer, I'm trying to incorporate more tests to motion designers in order to help you with your buying decisions. I ran some After Effects tests using the Puget After Effects benchmarks, and if you want to run these tests on your current system and see how it compares to the ConceptD 7, I have provided a link in the description below for the Puget After Effects benchmarking test. But as you see, here's the results on the screen of the Puget benchmark for After Effects. If there's other tests you want me to run in the future that would help you more, definitely let me know. If you're looking for a thin and light laptop for graphic design, photography, and video editing that is insanely quiet during those tasks, then the Acer ConceptD 7 is a great buy. I will also point out right here at the end of the video that the build quality as far as the finishings on this laptop are very good. There's no sharp edges. I find that a lot of times somebody can build a great laptop with the power you need, but then when they go to actually put it together, they miss out on those fine details. That did not happen here. well put together, really good laptop coming at you from Acer. Again, if you're curious about the exact specs or pricing more in depth that maybe I didn't cover, you can head down in the description below, click one of those links. And again, if you do use that, I will get a small commission, but at no extra cost to you. I always appreciate when you guys use those links because that keeps this channel alive and helpful content coming your way. I'm Benji Kaiser, and I'll see you guys here on the next episode.